Let's get real. Twin flames are not just a romantic fantasy. They're not some magical shortcut to happiness. When we talk about twin flames, we're talking about something much more intense, something that goes beyond love as we typically understand it. If you're wondering about how to manifest your twin flame, you need to understand one thing: this is not just about attracting someone who will sweep you off your feet. This is about calling in someone who will challenge you, push you, and ultimately reflect back everything you need to face within yourself. But before we go any further, let's clear something up. A twin flame isn't just another term for soulmate. They're different. Soulmates can come into your life to teach you, to love you, to support you. But twin flames? They show up to shake things up. They're here to hold up a mirror to your deepest self, both the parts you love and the parts you usually try to ignore. So, if you're sitting there thinking, I want to manifest my twin flame, what you're really asking for is a fast track to your own transformation. Here's the thing: you can't manifest your twin flame until you're ready to see yourself fully. And I don't mean ready in a superficial way, like you've read a few self-help books or you've started meditating. I mean ready to do the hard work of breaking down your walls, facing your fears, and transforming old patterns. Your twin flame isn't going to show up while you're still hiding from your truth. They come when you're stepping into who you really are. No masks, no pretending. Let's be clear: manifesting a twin flame isn't about following some secret formula. It's not about saying the right affirmations at the right time or visualizing them until they appear. It's about becoming the version of yourself that is capable of holding space for such a powerful connection. And that doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you start living in alignment with your highest self. When you stop settling for less in your life. When you stop avoiding your own emotional baggage. That's when the energy shifts.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
We need to talk about alignment here. Everyone loves to throw that word around, but what does it actually mean? It's not just about being positive all the time or pretending you've got it all together. Alignment is about living your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about saying no to the things that drain your energy and yes to the things that light you up. It's about making choices that support your growth, not your comfort zone. And this isn't something you can fake. You can't just do a few spiritual practices and hope the universe will send your twin flame your way. The universe doesn't work like that. The universe responds to who you are being on a core level. If you're still holding on to limiting beliefs, if you're still stuck in cycles of self-doubt or fear, your twin flame isn't going to show up. It's not that they're being kept from you, it's that you're not ready to receive them. So the real question is, are you ready to stop playing small? Are you ready to step into the version of yourself that's aligned with your highest potential? That's where the twin flame connection lives, not in the fantasies of what could be, but in the reality of who you're becoming. Now, let's talk about timing. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they can manifest their twin flame on their own schedule. But here's the thing: this isn't something you can control. It's not about when you want them to arrive. It's about when you're both ready. You might be doing all the inner work, you might be healing and growing, but your twin flame is on their own journey too. And they might not be at the same point as you. They might still have lessons to learn, wounds to heal, or growth to experience before they can meet you on this level. This is why patience is key. And not just patience in the sense of waiting around, but patience in the sense of trusting the process. Trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't look like it right now. Trusting that you're on the right path, even if you haven't seen any signs of your twin flame yet. And trust me, the signs will come when the time is right. You'll feel it in your gut when the energy shifts, when things start aligning in ways that are too powerful to ignore. But until then, your focus needs to be on you. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that prioritizes your own growth, your own healing, your own alignment. Because the more you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the more you align with the energy of your twin flame. It's like tuning into a frequency. When you're vibrating at the same level, the connection becomes inevitable. Now, there's something else we need to address, and that's the nature of this connection. It's important to understand that when you manifest your twin flame, it's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. Yes, there will be moments of intense love and connection, but there will also be moments of intense challenge. Because your twin flame is your mirror, they're going to reflect back the parts of you that still need healing. They're going to bring up your deepest fears, your insecurities, your unresolved trauma. And that's not a bad thing, it's an opportunity for growth. This is why the twin flame connection is often so intense. It's not about coasting through life together, it's about challenging each other to evolve into your highest selves. So if you're thinking that manifesting your twin flame is going to solve all your problems or make your life easier, you're in for a surprise. This connection is going to push you. It's going to force you to grow in ways you never expected. But if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to face the challenges head on, the rewards will be beyond anything you can imagine. So where do you start? You start by doing the inner work. You start by being honest with yourself about where you're still holding back, where you're still playing small. You start by releasing the old patterns, the limiting beliefs, the fears that are keeping you stuck. And you start by trusting that when the time is right, your twin flame will show up. But they're not going to show up to save you. They're going to show up to evolve with you. The truth is, manifesting your twin flame isn't a destination. It's a process. It's a journey of growth, of healing, of becoming. And it's not something you can rush. It's something that unfolds in divine timing, when both of you are ready to meet each other on the same level. So, ask yourself, are you ready to step into your highest self? Are you ready for a connection that will challenge you, push you, and ultimately help you evolve? Because that's what the twin flame journey is all about. It's not about finding someone who completes you. It's about finding someone who reflects your wholeness back to you. Let's talk about wholeness. There's a misconception out there that twin flames are two halves of the same soul, and that by finding your twin flame, you'll finally be complete. But that's not how it works. You are already whole. You don't need someone else to complete you. And until you fully understand that, your twin flame will feel out of reach. The real work is becoming so grounded in your own completeness that when your twin flame shows up, it feels like a natural extension of your life, not something you desperately need. Think about it. How often do we enter relationships looking for someone to fill a void, to make us feel loved, seen, validated? That's not the energy that manifests a twin flame. That's the energy that attracts karmic relationships, the ones that teach us through pain until we finally get the lesson. A twin flame isn't here to complete you, they're here to reflect your completeness. But here's the catch: you have to believe you're already whole before they can show up. Now, this is where the idea of self-love comes into play. And I'm not talking about the surface level stuff like taking a bath or treating yourself to something nice. I'm talking about deep, radical self-love, the kind where you accept yourself fully, flaws and all, where you stop chasing external validation because you understand that nothing outside of you can give you what you're looking for internally. This is the shift. It's about moving from lack to abundance, from fear to trust, from needing someone to choosing someone. When you're in a place of need, you're coming from lack. You're saying, I'm not enough on my own, so I need someone to complete me. But when you're in a place of abundance, you're saying, I am whole, I am enough, and I choose to share my life with someone who enhances that wholeness. This is the energy that attracts a twin flame. It's not about wanting, it's about being. When you embody the energy of completeness, you naturally call in someone who mirrors that energy back to you. That's what a twin flame is, a mirror. They show up when you're ready to see yourself clearly, to face the parts of you that still need healing, and to grow into the highest version of yourself. Now, I know what you might be thinking, how do I get to that place of wholeness? It's not something that happens overnight, and it's not something you can fake. It's about doing the inner work, the kind of work that most people avoid because it's uncomfortable. It's about sitting with your emotions, your pain, your fears, and not running from them. It's about looking at the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding and embracing them with love and compassion. And here's the thing, this process is ongoing. You don't just wake up one day and declare yourself whole. It's a daily practice of choosing yourself, of loving yourself, of showing up for yourself. The more you commit to this work, the more you align with the energy of your twin flame. It's about becoming the person you need, rather than waiting for someone else to fill that role. Let me ask you this. Are you showing up for yourself the way you want your twin flame to show up for you? Are you giving yourself the love, the patience, the compassion that you expect from a partner? Because that's where it starts. You can't expect someone else to give you what you're not willing to give yourself. The energy you put out is the energy you attract. And if you're still coming from a place of lack, that's what you'll manifest. This is why so many people get stuck in cycles of unfulfilling relationships. They're looking for someone to fix them, to fill the void, to make them feel whole. But that's not how it works. The universe doesn't send you what you want, it sends you what you are. If you're still holding on to the belief that you're not enough, you'll keep attracting people who reflect that belief back to you. But when you start showing up as the version of yourself who knows they are whole, that's when things shift. So how do you start showing up as that version of yourself? It begins with awareness. Start paying attention to the stories you're telling yourself. Are you telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy of love, that you need someone else to make you feel complete? If so, it's time to rewrite those stories. It's time to start affirming your own worth, your own wholeness, your own completeness. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about embracing the imperfections. It's about loving yourself even when you don't feel lovable. It's about accepting yourself even when you make mistakes. Because here's the truth, your twin flame isn't going to show up when you've got it all figured out. They're going to show up when you're ready to embrace the messiness of life, when you're ready to grow through the challenges, not around them. And this is where the magic happens. When you stop trying to force the connection, when you stop trying to control the timing, when you stop looking outside of yourself for validation, that's when your twin flame will manifest. Because they're not here to complete you, they're here to join you in your wholeness. They're here to walk alongside you, to grow with you, to challenge you in ways that no one else can. But remember, this isn't a fairy tale. The twin flame connection is intense. It's raw. It's real. It's not about living happily ever after, it's about evolving together. It's about holding space for each other's growth, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about being willing to face the hard stuff, both within yourself and within the relationship. And that's not always easy. But here's the thing, it's worth it. The twin flame connection is unlike any other because it's not just about love. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the highest version of yourself and helping your twin flame do the same. It's about pushing each other to grow, to heal, to evolve. And that's why it's so powerful. So if you're serious about manifesting your twin flame, you need to be serious about your own growth. You need to be willing to do the inner work, to face your shadows, to embrace your wholeness. Because until you do, the connection will remain just out of reach. But when you shift into that place of wholeness, when you stop looking outside of yourself for validation, when you start showing up as the version of yourself who knows they are enough, that's when the universe will conspire to bring your twin flame into your life. And it won't feel like a struggle. It won't feel like something you have to chase. It will feel natural. It will feel right. It will feel like home. Because that's what the twin flame connection is, a reflection of the love, the wholeness, the completeness that already exists within you. Let's get into the core of how this actually happens. It's all about energy. Everything in the universe is energy, and that includes you, your twin flame, and the connection between you. When you shift your energy, when you start vibrating at a higher frequency, you naturally begin to attract experiences and people that match that vibration. This is where the twin flame connection comes in. It's not about luck or being in the right place at the right time, it's about energy alignment. You see, your twin flame is always connected to you on an energetic level, even if you haven't met them in this lifetime yet. There's this invisible thread that ties your souls together, and it's constantly pulling you both closer to each other. But the speed at which you come together depends on where you're both at energetically. If you're still vibrating at a frequency of fear, doubt, or lack, that thread remains slack. But when you start vibrating at a higher frequency, when you start embodying love, trust, and wholeness, that thread tightens, pulling you closer to your twin flame. So how do you raise your vibration? It starts with your mindset. Every thought, every belief, every emotion carries a frequency. When you're stuck in negative thought patterns, you're keeping yourself at a lower vibration. But when you shift your thoughts to ones that are more aligned with love, self-worth, and abundance, you naturally raise your vibration. And this shift in energy is what creates the magnetic pull that draws your twin flame into your life. But raising your vibration isn't just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about feeling aligned with those thoughts. You can't just say to yourself, "I'm worthy of love," if you don't believe it on a deep, emotional level. Your subconscious mind will always influence your energy more than your conscious thoughts. So the real work involves reprogramming those deep-seated beliefs that are keeping you stuck. It's about getting to the root of why you feel unworthy, why you're afraid of love, why you're still holding on to the past, and shifting those beliefs at the core. And this isn't something you have to do alone. The universe is always supporting you in this process. It sends you signs, synchronicities, and opportunities to heal. The key is to be open to these messages and to take action when they show up. Maybe it's a book that falls into your hands at just the right moment. Maybe it's a conversation with a friend that gives you a new perspective. Maybe it's a random encounter that triggers an emotional reaction in you, showing you where you still need healing. Pay attention to these moments, they're guiding you toward alignment. Now, let's talk about the role of emotions in this process. Your emotions are powerful indicators of your vibration. When you're feeling joy, gratitude, and love, you're in a high vibrational state. When you're feeling fear, anger, or sadness, you're in a lower vibrational state. This doesn't mean you should suppress negative emotions, quite the opposite. You need to feel them fully, allow them to move through you, and then release them. Holding onto negative emotions only keeps you in a lower vibrational state, which slows down the manifestation of your twin flame. Here's a practical way to start raising your vibration: practice gratitude. It's one of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to shift your energy. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you're sending out a signal to the universe that says, "I'm in alignment with abundance. I trust that everything I need is already on its way to me." And when you're in that state of trust and gratitude, you naturally attract more of what you want, including your twin flame. But gratitude isn't just about acknowledging the good things in your life. It's about finding gratitude in the challenges too. It's about seeing every experience as an opportunity for growth, even the painful ones. When you can be grateful for the lessons, the hardships, and the struggles, you're stepping into a powerful state of alignment. You're saying to the universe, "I trust the process. I trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if I can't see the full picture yet." And that's the key to manifesting your twin flame: trusting the process. Because here's the truth: your twin flame is already on their way to you. The connection has already been set in motion, but it's not going to happen on your timeline. It's going to happen when both of you are ready, when both of you are vibrating at the same frequency. So instead of focusing on when they'll show up, focus on being the version of yourself that's aligned with that connection. Focus on raising your vibration, on healing the parts of yourself that are still wounded, on living your truth. This brings us to the idea of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of the need to control the outcome. It means trusting that the universe knows what's best for you, and that your twin flame will show up when the time is right. So what's the final takeaway here? It's simple: focus on your energy. Focus on raising your vibration, on aligning with your highest self, on becoming the version of yourself that's ready for the twin flame connection. When you do this, the manifestation becomes inevitable. It's not a question of if, but when. And when your twin flame finally shows up, it will feel like the most natural thing in the world. There won't be any doubt, any confusion. You'll know. Because there'll be a reflection of the energy you've been embodying all along. They'll be the mirror that shows you how far you've come, how much you've grown, and how ready you are for this next chapter of your journey. So are you ready to step into that energy? Are you ready to raise your vibration and align with the version of yourself that's capable of holding space for such a powerful connection? Because that's what it takes to manifest your twin flame. It's not about waiting for them to show up. It's about becoming the person who's ready to receive them. And trust me, when you do, the universe will move mountains to bring you together. Now, let's take this to the final stage: what happens when your twin flame finally enters your life. After all the energy work, the inner healing, the shifts in vibration, that moment of recognition is unlike any other. It's not like meeting a new person. It's like remembering someone you've always known. There's this undeniable sense of familiarity, a deep pull, as if something clicks into place that was always meant to be there. But here's where it gets tricky. Even though it feels like destiny, the twin flame connection isn't perfect. It's not like fairy tale love, where everything falls into place and you ride off into the sunset. In fact, when twin flames meet, it can often trigger intense emotions, unresolved wounds, and deep insecurities. Why? Because this isn't a superficial connection. It's a soul-level recognition, and that kind of intensity brings everything to the surface. You see, the purpose of this union is not just to bask in love and harmony, it's to evolve. It's to challenge each other to become the highest versions of yourselves. And that means confronting the parts of you that you've buried, the parts that still need healing. So when your twin flame shows up, it's not always smooth sailing. In fact, many twin flame relationships go through a period of separation before they come into full union. This isn't a failure, this is part of the process. Separation happens because both individuals need to continue growing on their own. Sometimes, the intensity of the connection is too much to handle all at once, and space is needed to integrate the lessons it brings. But the key thing to remember is that separation is not the end. It's just another phase of the journey. During this time, both individuals are continuing to work on themselves, aligning more deeply with their soul's purpose, so that when they come back together, the union is even stronger. So how do you handle this phase? How do you stay grounded when the connection feels overwhelming, or when separation seems inevitable? The answer lies in surrender. Not in the sense of giving up, but in the sense of trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You've done the work to attract your twin flame, and now the universe is guiding the process. Even if it doesn't look the way you expected, even if there are bumps along the way, trust that this is all part of the divine plan. One of the hardest lessons in the twin flame journey is learning to let go of control. We all have this desire to make things happen on our terms, to plan out every detail, to avoid pain and discomfort. But the twin flame connection isn't here to cater to your ego. It's here to break down those walls, to teach you that true love isn't about control, it's about surrender. It's about letting the energy flow as it needs to, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels uncertain. And here's the beauty of it: when you let go of the need to control the outcome, you open yourself up to a deeper level of connection. You stop trying to force things, and instead, you allow the connection to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means staying aligned with your highest self, continuing to focus on your own growth, and trusting that everything is coming together in divine timing. Let's talk about what happens when the union finally stabilizes, when both of you have done the work, when the connection is no longer about triggering each other's wounds, but about supporting each other's growth. This is what is often referred to as the harmonious union. It's the phase where the intense push and pull dynamic fades, and you both step into a state of flow. It's not that challenges magically disappear, but you're now equipped to face them together from a place of mutual respect, love, and understanding. In this phase, the twin flame union becomes a powerful force. Together, you and your twin flame are capable of creating something much larger than yourselves. The energy you share doesn't just benefit the two of you, it radiates outward, affecting everyone you come into contact with. This is why twin flame unions are often associated with a higher purpose or mission. The energy between you is so powerful that it naturally elevates those around you. Whether it's through creative projects, spiritual teaching, or simply the example of your relationship, your union serves as an inspiration to others. But remember, even in harmonious union, the work doesn't stop. You're still growing, still evolving, still pushing each other to reach new heights. The difference is that now you're in it together, fully aligned, fully committed to the journey. And that's what makes the twin flame connection so unique. It's not about perfection, it's about evolution. It's about two souls walking the path of growth together, supporting and challenging each other along the way. So how do you prepare for this phase? How do you ensure that when your twin flame shows up, you're ready to step into this powerful union? It all comes back to the same principle: focus on yourself. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that prioritizes your own growth, your own healing, your own alignment. The more you focus on becoming the highest version of yourself, the more you'll naturally attract the same energy from your twin flame. Here's a crucial thing to understand: the twin flame journey is not linear. It's not a straight line from meeting to union. There are twists, turns, setbacks, and breakthroughs. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question whether the connection is real, whether it's worth all the effort. But if there's one thing I can tell you, it's this: trust the journey. Trust that every challenge, every separation, every moment of growth is bringing you closer to the union you're destined for. And when that union finally comes, it will be unlike anything you've ever experienced. It will feel like home. Not because it's easy, but because it's real. Because it's a reflection of the work you've done, the growth you've achieved, the love you've cultivated within yourself. When you and your twin flame come together in harmonious union, you'll realize that all the struggles, all the challenges, all the waiting was worth it. Because this connection is not just about love, it's about transformation. It's about becoming the highest version of yourself and helping your twin flame do the same. So, if you're wondering how to manifest your twin flame, the answer is simple, yet profound: focus on you. Focus on your energy, your growth, your healing. Let go of the need to control the outcome, and trust that the universe is guiding you toward exactly what you need. The more you align with your highest self, the more you'll naturally attract your twin flame into your life. And when they show up, you'll be ready, not because you need them to complete you, but because you're already whole. In the end, the twin flame journey is about so much more than just finding your other half. It's about learning to love yourself so fully that you create space for someone who mirrors that love back to you. It's about healing the parts of you that still feel unworthy, so that when your twin flame arrives, you can meet them from a place of wholeness. And it's about trusting that, no matter how long the journey takes, the connection is already there, waiting for the moment when both of you are ready to step into it. So, are you ready? Are you willing to let go of the need to control, to surrender to the process, to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should? Because when you do, when you align with that energy of trust and surrender, the universe will move in ways you can't even imagine. And before you know it, your twin flame will be standing right in front of you, ready to walk this path with you, as a reflection of the love and wholeness you've cultivated within yourself. This is the truth about manifesting your twin flame. It's not about chasing them or forcing the connection. It's about becoming the version of yourself that's ready to receive them. And when you do that, when you step into your highest self, the connection will manifest naturally, effortlessly, and in perfect timing. So trust the process, trust yourself, and know that everything is already in motion. Your twin flame is already on their way,